Okay, so let's get into learning the basics of Tinkercad. Up in the top right corner, you have the avatar symbol right here. So just left click that, click on new design right here, and then click on 3D design right here. And give it a second to warm up, and that should take you into the editor, which is this area right here. Now, one of you is going to share your project with the other person. Decide which person that is going to be. And then up in the corner up here, you have a little share icon. It says invite people to design with you. So click on that. And it says generate new link right here. So you generate a link, you copy the link, and then what you do is you go to your Gmail and you set, you hit Control V on your keyboard. Control V is in vector. And that will paste the link into your email and send that email to your partner. And then you'll notice that your partner is inside this area and working with you. For example, if I pull something out here and my partner pulls something out, you'll be able to see their work as well. So this is how you two are going to be working together on your project. Next thing, if you've never used Tinkercad before, you always come up to the top left corner and you name it. And we're going to keep this very simple. Um, and we're going to call this earthquake and put your last name on it. You'll have a dash and you will have another person's last name that is going to be your partner working together. Okay, so once you've got that all set up, if you've never used Tinkercad before, I'm going to kind of walk you through it. If you have, that's fine too. Maybe you can learn some new skills through these videos. So up in the top left corner, if you left click this, it moves your space around. If you click on it, it will kind of take you to the area that you want to look at. For example, I want to click left, that will go left here. Now, if I want to move this around here, I right click on my mouse. So use the right click button and that will move you around like this. And if you push down on the little scrolly button on the middle of your mouse, it's like the little scroll. If you push down on it, you can move your camera around and look around, and that's very useful to use. So right click is move and push middle of mouse is move your camera. It's called a pan. Now, if you zoom in and out with your mouse wheel, wherever your mouse is, it will zoom into that spot. You can see I'm zooming in the top right corner up here, bottom right corner like that, okay? This is your home button, so you can click that if you're lost. These are your zoom in, zoom out buttons. I generally use my mouse scroll wheel. And this one right here is orthographic view. We'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, we're going to keep things fairly simple. So we're just going to talk about basic shapes and moving around. So I'm going to grab this box right here. I'm going to put it down in the middle of my workspace. And the first thing you can do here is you can click on this little dot right here. And this will allow you to change the color of your box to whatever color you want. And you can also click on custom and change it to like a custom color that you like. And we're just going to right click the mouse. And if I want to zoom in on this object, I hit F on my keyboard. F is very, very handy because F focuses. So you have to click on it though. You have to click on it and hit F. And that's an easy way to look around. Now you'll notice there's a whole bunch of squares all over the place here. Let's talk about the squares first. Any one of these white squares here on the edges or on the top will change the size of your object. So you can grab and left click and you can see it changes the size of it. These black squares only change the size in one direction. So if you pull it in and out, it will only change the size in one direction. See all these black squares here. This white square on the top, if you push it, it will make things go, it's the height of your object, so it'll make things go up and down like that. So you have 4 squares on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1 square on the top, and then you have the black squares, okay? So those are all do different things. Now, if you ever make a mistake and you're like, oh, I made a mistake there, you can hit the back button here, and that will undo your mistake, or you can hit Control Z on your keyboard. If I want to get rid of this box, I just click the trash can and I can bring in a new one, and that's pretty easy to use. You will also notice your blocks here have these double arrows. There's 1, 2, and 3 double arrows. These are your rotations, so this rotates your object. If you put your mouse inside the circle, it rotates it by 22.5 degrees. You can see 22.5, 45, 67.5, and 90, and it goes all the way around like that. If you put your mouse outside the circle, outside, it rotates by 1 degree increments. So you can do very, very small turns on your object, and that's very handy for building more detailed things out. So that's rotating that way. This one is going to rotate in this direction, and this one on the bottom is going to rotate in this direction. So you always want to be looking around your object, and you'll notice depending on where you look, the double arrows or rotation arrows will change the spot that they're in. Okay, so that's what those do. The final thing is this black arrow on the top. That will pull your object up or down. If you ever don't know where your object is and you're a bit confused, you can always hit D on your keyboard, and D will drop it and stick it to the work plane. So if you're ever like way up in the air, you can always hit D and it will drop it. Okay, so that is kind of the basics for that piece for now. In the next video, we'll get into building some walls out and look at how we can use holes and rotations.